I'm live, it says. So, don't mind as usual, my messy desk, having a yogurt for my snack. Um, and you know what? If you guys have a Kroger store near you, this is the Kroger brand Carb Masters. Um, we're low in carbs. Let's see if I can see it here. Total carbs, I think it says 5. It doesn't seem to want to. It's not wanting to focus for me. Anyway, it's 5. So I hope everyone's been doing good. Things have been all right here. Yesterday, I had to have my car towed because I had a flat tire. Ended up getting 2 new tires on my car. Nothing really's been going on. I started back in 2015 when I got sick and I went to the emergency room. They were treating me for bronchitis for months. Wasn't getting any better. So finally they sent me to a pulmonologist and I was diagnosed with allergic asthma. What that is when my allergies kick in, triggers my asthma attack. So then they started, of course, trying to find the right medication to help control it. I've had stents put in. I'm diabetic. I have overactive bladder. I have psoriatic arthritis. I have osteoarthritis. Of course, obesity, sleep apnea. So in 2015, when I couldn't work any longer because of the asthma, I tried to file for disability. Now, mind you, a lot of people look at me and think, oh, this fat bitch just needs to get off her ass and go get a job. I wish I could get off my ass and go get a job. Fact of the matter, I can't. I just can't. So it's kind of and I've also been put on some medications from a psychiatrist since then. I take Cogentin and Seroquel to help me sleep at night because if not, I don't sleep. I also take Visceral for anxiety and Wellbutrin for depression. Seems to be all right, but there's still days that, I wake up and it's like, man, nothing's happening today. And I just don't have it in me mentally and emotionally. Then there's days I just can't do it due to physical reasons. There's some days that the pain is so bad, all I accomplish is maybe get in the shower and getting dressed, and that's even if I do get the shower, because sometimes it's exhausting, it just drains me. By that time, how am I supposed to go and work? Due to the stents that I have in, anytime that I'm sitting, I'm supposed to have my feet elevated. I do take time off to come away from my recliner and do these videos. But I spend most of my time sitting in the recliner with my feet up. Who's going to let me bring my recliner to work? And then let's factor in the amount of doctor's appointments I have in a month. I usually have anywhere between 10 doctor's appointments in a month. I really don't know any employer that's going to excuse you that many times, even if it's not for the whole day, if it's only like for the time of the appointment, that time window there. Still, who's gonna let someone take that much time? Nobody. So I hired a disability attorney, and it got to the point there were so many hearings and so many appeals that I've run credits now. Mind you, I've worked my whole entire life, sometimes 2 jobs, yeah, 2 and 3 jobs, 80 plus hours a week, easy. I had 2 full-time jobs doing that. I quit the one full-time job about a week before I had my son. So between 2015 and it was like 2015 to 2022, um, when the last denial came in. Uh, my family doctor retired, and whoever took his place actually wrote a to whom it may concern like write up saying that I am unable to work right now. And my diagnosis is not going to go away. I'm still going to have psoriatic arthritis. I'm still going to deal with the skin flares and the joint flares and not being able to move, and still going to have all that. Just some days will be a little better than others, but I don't know when those days might be. It just, some days, when I go to bed at night, I feel okay. And then when I wake up in the morning, boom, it could be total different. Um, so anyway, yeah, it is what it is. So I got back in to meet with my family doctor, or my bariatric surgeon. I have to do 4 months. Again, I basically had to restart the program, start all over again, because my surgery kept getting canceled due to the psoriatic arthritis being so bad. So I mentioned this before, but I was covered head to toe with the psoriasis, and I mean now I just kind of like got the pink spots, light pink spots here and there. Um, Same here. You can see where things were, elbows here. I mean, like all of this was just literally covered in psoriasis. It was so bad it made me sick looking at it. So I got back in and had my first appointment. My insurance mandates 4 months of appointments with the surgeon and the dietitian. So I've started that ball again. I had my first appointment again. September will be my 4th appointment to satisfy my insurance. So I'm hoping before the end of this year that I can get my gastric sleeve done. God, I'm so happy. I want to get off some of the medicine I take. You want to see what I take? I take a lot of medicine. Let's take a look. Let's just take a little peek here. Okay. Mind you, I have an insulin pump. Keeps the insulin flowing. Keeps me in check. Metformin. Cymbalta. Singular. I was trying to think what the name brand was of it. Lisinopril. Omeprazole. I have GERD and a hiatal hernia. Benstropine, that's a cogentin that I take at bedtime to help me sleep. My Wellbutrin for depression. This is my Zofran. Every morning I'm super nauseous, and if I don't take a Zofran every single morning, I end up vomiting bile. Mm-hmm. Aspirin because of the stents. Have to take that the rest of my life. Torvastatin, cholesterol. These are over-the-counter generic Dogalax. If I do not take 6 of these every day, I do not have a bowel movement. I drink plenty of water. I eat plenty of veggies, salads, mainly salads. Seroquel, help me sleep. Plavix for the stents. Glycerol for anxiety. Ibuprofen helps with the pain. Let's see, that's the aspirin. I might be at the beginning now. I have these. They're eye drops. It's called Bereave. Or Bepreve, however. I don't exactly how to say it. For that. Yeah, Bepreve. And so I take that, and that's for my eyes. My eyes constantly feel like they're super, super dry. So that's a really good get by prescription eye drops. Flonase by prescription for allergies. Symbicort inhaler for my asthma. Do it twice a day. I also take Spiriva. It's another inhaler, and I take it every morning. And I've got right here, it's cetirizine. I can't think of what the name brand is, but anyway, I think it's single. No, maybe it's Zyrtec. This is Zyrtec. And I'm out of it. I need some. I also take a prescription dose of vitamin C because my vitamin D is always super, super low. I know you can't see that because I can't see it. I don't know why in the heck it's so darn hard to see, but I take that once a week. Um, I have rescue inhalers. I carry an EpiPen because I'm allergic to bees. Um, something else I'm forgetting something. Oh, I've got medication. Can't think of what it's called. Yeah, they're in there somewhere. It's for migraines. I have to use triamcinolone cream on my arms and on my legs, trying to help finish clearing up my skin. Oh, excuse me. I also have a special it's a medicated shampoo that's by prescription, and I have to wash my hair with it because it helps with the psoriasis that was on my scalp. It was so bad. My body was so covered with psoriasis where, okay, I'm not kidding you, this is worse. It made me sick, so it'll probably make you sick. But I would literally leave a trail of skin flakes of mine. I mean, that's how bad it was. I had to quit wearing dark shirts because it was all over. Even if I wasn't scratching, it just naturally all over my shirt. Trying to think. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I do have a albuterol rescue inhaler, and I also have albuterol liquid things that you put in a breathing treatment machine. So, yeah, these things keep me. Anyway, the doctor did say that when I come out of the surgery that I will not be on any medication, and they will add it all back except for the psych meds, and then they'll add it, everything else back depending on how my body is reacting to the weight loss. Um, also, test strips, lancets, all of that too, because I do have to check my sugar. So, I really need to clean my desk. Oh, it's just an excellent mess. Gotta fill my pills for the week. Keeps me on track. I know what day it is. So I fill all of these once a week. And it's morning and night medications. Um, Let me think. I had a nephew. Well, I call him a nephew, but he's not really my nephew. He's my cousin's kid. But I am a Kathy, so um, and I just love that. Makes me so proud. Um, One of them graduated, and another. Once again, I say nephew, but he's actually my other cousin's son. He graduated. One of my cousin's kids, she graduated. So it's a busy year for the graduates at this time of year. Um, I think it's just awesome. It's kind of bittersweet, because they're not babies anymore. And then I look at my guy, and I'm like, oh, he's going way too fast. But yeah, that's it. Oh, did I mention cancer just fucking sucks? It really does. I can't even be nice about it. Fucking sucks. It blows. It's so non-discriminative. I mean, it will take anybody. Anybody. Don't care. Cancer is fucking evil. It's torturous. Um, it's really bad for the patients because it's usually really, really, really painful. It's really hard for the family too. Um, for example, my dad died of cancer. He was stage 4, kidneys, spine, and lungs. Um, that's still a whole nother video. I'll get into that. But anyway, I watched my dad suffer, and I told him going into it, I said, when you're done and you don't want to do it anymore, you let me know. And I told mom the same thing before she died. Mom made me her MPOA, and my dad did the same. Um, so when it got to the point, um, the day mom died, I walked in and I was like, "Hey, mom," she wasn't her. She was barely lucid. She hadn't eaten in weeks. They were giving her all nourishment that they could through IV, but can only do so much with with the nourishment. Um, but I said to her when I went in that day, because she was really having a hard time talking, it was wearing her out, and I said to her, I said, Mom, I said, do you want all this to stop? And she said, please, please make it stop. So when your mom says that to you, you make it stop. Um, with Dad, I went in. I was always every day with both my parents. I was always there. I just could not bear to leave them laying in a hospital or a nursing home without anyone being there. So I would go and I would spend most of my days and sometimes most of my nights with my mom and dad, with both of them. So with dad, when I walked in that day, he says to me, he says, "You gotta help me." And I said, "Help you with what, Dad?" And he said, "I need you to make them stop." And I said, "Make what stop, Dad?" And I mean, I knew what he was getting at, but I wanted to make sure, this is not something you want to screw up on. Um, he said, "I'm tired. I can't do this anymore." I said, "Okay." I said, "You understand that, you will die?" And he said, "Yeah." So when your dad looks at you and says, "You gotta help me," yeah, helping. So of course he was turned over to hospice, and he wasn't even in hospice for 24 hours, and he died. Um, so that's that. Like I said, I'll highlight more about that because it just, I feel that both of my parents were just failed when it comes to the medical field. They were failed miserably. I do not believe that they had the proper care that they were, that they should have had. I feel that a lot of that, it didn't need to go that way. Is what I'm saying. There were things that could have been done. I feel, um, for months actually, I kept telling them, "This isn't mom. This isn't mom. Mom's not non-compliant, especially when it comes to, something being wrong with her and getting it taken care of. That's just not mom to not accept that help and to not do what they say she needs to do." So, and of course, there's always two sides to the story. You know, so all I can tell you, I don't care what nurses and doctors are telling you. You know your parents. You know them. Trust them. Just because they're doctors doesn't mean that they're good. Doesn't mean that they know best. Because they often do not. But anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. Had some crazy weather lately. One day it's cold, next day it's hot. I think we're supposed to hit 90s next week. Not a fan. Not a fan of extreme heat. I'm not a fan of extreme cold. I'm one of those ones that just bitch you around because I am not happy with the weather. So, that's another thing it can go fuck itself. This weather. But it is what it is. Take one day at a time. And no matter what, always, always remember, be kind. Have a good night.